Hey, everybody, and welcome to our virtual Night of Vision. We're so excited to have you with us, and we hope you and your family are staying safe in the middle of COVID-19. While this is not how we planned to have our Night of Vision initially, we're excited to be able to bring you a virtual option in hopes of having a live event in the fall. This will be a modified version of the experience we hope to give you in person, and the purpose of this event is to provide you with a glimpse of hope students find when they feel empowered by people like you. We've tried to add some of the most important elements from our live event in tonight's brief virtual Night of Vision. This will last less than 10 minutes, so stay with us the entire time. You don't want to miss hearing about how students' lives are being changed across Alabama. So tonight we have with us three people who play a vital role in making Empowered to Conquer possible. We have Elonda Gray, Assistant Principal of Bessemer City High School and Empowered to Conquer's Lead Administrator for Bessemer City. Debbie Stover, teacher at Central Coosa High School and a longtime sponsor teacher for Empowered to Conquer there. And Brittany Hogan, Executive Director of Empowered to Conquer. Now, Brittany is going to provide us a little overview of what the organization does, and then we will get to hear from Mrs. Gray and Mrs. Stover about the impact they have been able to be a part of in their communities. Brittany?
Yes, thank you so much, Megan, and thank you for joining us and sacrificing your time to be a part of this. Empowered to Conquer is an organization, a 501c3 organization that is dedicated to instilling faith, promoting education, and building relationships among students. We're so thankful for community members like Ms. Gray and Ms. Stover that make this possible. We do this through our Limitless program, our Limitless Retreat, Limitless Groups, and Limitless Mentoring. And so I'm excited for you all to hear about the impact in both Bessemer City and Coosa County.
All right, thanks so much, Brittany. So before we get all into it all, we want to ask a couple questions. So what value do you feel Empowered to Conquer brings to your school? Now, Mrs. Gray, from an administrative perspective, and then I'll send it to Mrs. Stover from a teacher's perspective. Mrs. Gray?
Thank you, Megan. From a value perspective, Empowered to Conquer has just had a tremendous impact on our school, on our students at Bessemer City High School. And when I say tremendous, I mean tremendous. These are an outstanding bunch of young people that come in, and what they've done mostly at Bessemer City High School is instill a spirit of self-worth in our girls. Our girls now understand, because of Empowered to Conquer, that they have the ability to see. They now know that they are somebody. So I've seen major differences in our students. They're not only just serving as role models, but they're encouraging their friends, their peers, to make the right decision. So it has made a tremendous difference.
All right, now Mrs. Stover.
So most of us are very familiar with what a great family Brittany grew up in, but we also know that a lot of our kids don't have that same environment at home. So the kids know that us teachers, we get paid to love them and help them. But when the ETC volunteers are coming in to love and help them, that makes them feel special. And some of our students, they need to feel special.
That's so awesome, and I'm so thankful for you all. So we have another question for you all. So what personal improvements have you noticed in students who have participated in Limitless? Ms. Gray, we'll start with you for Limitless Mentoring, and then Ms. Stover about Limitless Groups.
Thank you, Ms. Brittany. The ETC mentors meet with our students either weekly or bi-weekly, and I have seen improvements in those students in every area. When I say every area, that goes from discipline and behavior to motivation, improvements in self-esteem, improvements in motivation, but more than anything, from a school perspective or an administrative perspective, I've seen differences even in academics and in school attendance. These students wait for our mentors to get to school because they become family. They know they're able to share that personal information. So ETC has become family for us, and that's one of our major improvements.
Ms. Stover.
So one of the great improvements I see is the students believe in themselves because they have this group of volunteers that believes in them. One of my favorite aspects of the program is the final presentation that the students do in front of the ETC board members. Think about it. There's a lot of adults that would be challenged by doing something like that, but you have 15-year-old kids conquering that challenge.
So wonderful. And I want to thank both of you for providing such a great insight on how Empowered to Conquer is impacting the community. I also want to take a quick second to let you all know how you can join the village of supporters who make this organization possible. So tonight, we hope to raise money to bring hope to more students across Alabama, especially during this crisis of COVID-19. Students need us now more than ever. To get involved as a donor or volunteer, send us a text. You'll have to text the word empowered to 474747, or you can go to www.empowered2c.org. That's EMPOWERED, the number 2c.org, to click on and get involved, and then you can just go ahead and get involved via that link. All right, let's go ahead and keep it going. We've got a couple more questions for you all. So, ladies, why do you believe it's valuable that ETC also impacts these same students from a faith perspective? Mrs. Gray, I'll start with you.
Okay, I'll say that when I think of the faith perspective with ETC, I don't see it as an also, because I really believe that the faith and spiritual perspective of the program is what has caused the program to flourish at our school. It has been the cornerstone of our programs. Our students are now attending church. They're asking to go to church. Because of those church and state issues at schools, there were some things that we couldn't address from an administrative perspective, but because of them, and especially in a time like this with the COVID-19 going on, I think that faith that has been instilled in them through the faith perspective of the program is what's going to help to see a lot of us through.
All right, Mrs. Stover.
So as believers, people need to see something different in us. In fact, the Bible calls us to be peculiar. So we don't proselytize, but we do plant seeds. And when students come to school and they tell you that they were saved on the weekend, or years after they graduate, they tell you that they've dedicated their life to Christ, they're telling you that because they know that you're going to be proud of them, because that's what you wanted for them.
That's so great. And I'm so thankful for that, and thankful for you all for giving us those opportunities. Like you said, we can only plant seeds when we're during school hours, but I love that we get a chance to build relationships with them for that. The last question is, why do you all believe it is important for the community to support Empowered to Conquer in general, but especially during COVID-19? Ms. Gray, I'll start with you.
I'll say, Ms. Brittany, that as trite and cliched as it sounds, it really does take a village. Educators cannot do it all. Parents cannot do it all. We're working with our most prized possessions, and that's our students, our future. And when you have community groups like ETC are willing to come in and donate their time, donate their services, that's a part of the village that it's going to take to help all of us succeed. I love to say that when schools fail, communities fail, because they're our future. And when you have community groups like you guys that come in to provide that support, it's absolutely awesome. So it's really important that of the community out there and other agencies support you guys so you can continue doing the wonderful, wonderful things that you're doing at Bessemer City High School and in Coosa County.
Thank you. Ms. Stover.
So although the schools are physically closed, ETC continues to serve the students of Coosa County. ETC has been coordinating and funding the student lunch pickups at 2 local restaurants that I'd like to give a shout out to: the Calhouns that run Ed's Deli in Goodwater, and the Reams family that runs Triple R in Rockford.
Absolutely. We could not do that feeding or those lunch feedings without them. So thank you so much for you all. And thank you all for joining us tonight. Thank you, Megan. Thank you all for watching this virtual Night of Vision. We're so excited to be able to bring you a snippet of what we hope to bring you live in the fall. So these opportunities, like they said, are not possible without the community support. We want to continue loving on students in general after COVID-19, continuing throughout COVID-19. And so we need your support. So please text the word empowered with an ED to 474747, or go to our website, empowered2c.org, to donate or sign up as a volunteer. We literally cannot do this without you. Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all have a great night.